What have been the major achievements in the last 6 months?
Good evening, Sitiji. This is Lakshman Gugulothu, CEO with BSE SME Exchange. In the last 6 months, in fact, after what you can say, maybe right from after March actually, we have started this SME exchange launch and related issues very seriously. The major achievement you can say is the approval of the SEBI we have received on September 27th. In fact, we got in principle approval in May, and June 20th SEBI inspection was over, and we were waiting for more than three and a half months actually. Then we got our final approval on September 27th. That's a major achievement, I would say, in the last 6 months. Besides this, during this period, we could do about 45 to 50 seminars covering major various SME clusters and tier 2, tier 3 cities in various parts of the country. I think we have covered so far about 17 states we have covered. And we have also used media extensively to reach out to the people and the entrepreneurs, and this has created a lot of awareness about the BSE SME exchange that we are going to launch. And of course, we will be launching it in the month of November. Second half of November, we will be launching this exchange. But last 6 months have been very productive, where we could create awareness throughout the country and cover major of the states. And other very important achievement is we could also educate the professionals like chartered accountants, company secretaries, CFOs of the companies, even brokers and sub-brokers of BSE, and market participants. That is quite a good achievement, considering that SMEs have low awareness levels about the capital markets, and they will be depending more on the chartered accountants, company secretaries, CFOs, and the professionals associated with them in guiding them with the listing issues. So this educating the professionals was a very good achievement. And in fact, we have received more than a couple of hundred companies, SMEs have approached with various inquiries and all that. And we see there is about 50 to 60 SME companies are already exploring option of listing on BSE SME exchange. They are working on their IPOs with merchant bankers and market makers. I would put it 50% of them have already signed their mandates, and their IPO documents are getting ready. And in fact, we have started receiving the offer documents from the merchant bankers. I think these 50 to 60 companies should get listed before the March 2012. And this should be even though it is may not be a head start, but a steady and encouraging beginning as far as listing of SMEs on BSE SME exchange is concerned. I consider these are the major achievements.
What is the main agenda or your focus now?
Having received the SEBI approval for launching BSE SME exchange, now we are extremely focused on launching of the exchange, and we intend to launch it in the second half of November. And finally, it depends on who is the VIP going to come for launching of the exchange, and their availability and the dates we get. But from our side, we are prepared to launch it in the second half of November. And before launch, actually we need to get a sizable number of SME documents, offer documents from the merchant bankers. We are working on those issues, trying to get the offer documents ready and get them, process them, and give the exchange approvals. Then these issues have to get subscribed by the public, and the first batch of the companies will be listed on the day of the launch of the exchange. So now we are extremely focused on launch issues, but now and then, however, we are also doing few seminars here and there, or participating in some important events, which can build up to our launch and all that. But whereas seminars what we are conducting, reaching out tier 2, tier 3 cities and SME clusters, this will continue after our launch, and by March 2012 I think we should have covered about 100 seminars we would have done, and we would have covered all the tier 2, tier 3 cities and SME clusters which are prominent from the presence of the SMEs point of view.